The rollout for Travis Scott's new album, Utopia, seems to have just begun. Over the past 2 days, we've gotten so much more information and so much new information on this that we're going to go over in today's video. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and details everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that and stay up to date. So we're gonna jump straight into it. I don't want to bother y'all with all the release up to now and the billboards and Zouk nightclub shows, whatever. We're gonna jump straight into the new stuff. It all started, this may have been like 2-3 days ago, when Mike Dean posted something really innocent on Instagram, a picture of him with the caption, "Hat inventory," but then Travis replied to this with the words, "It's time." Now, fans didn't want to get their hopes up that quick immediately because we've been left in the dark with Utopia for such a long time, and we thought it was going to drop at so many different, places and points in time that we weren't like really sure about this. But, Mike Dean has been the big plug for news with Utopia for us because he's the one that's like, mixing it, mastering it. So he's right there at the source. And the next update that also came from him was a picture on Instagram where he seems to be mixing, some sort of song with some blacked out, maybe song titles or whatever were the file names of these. And the caption for this was just Topia. Now, this is interesting. Obviously, this refers to Utopia. Travis was also tagged in this post. But what's so interesting is the title of just Topia, because we're still thinking about a possible double album with Dystopia, Utopia. Now, we've went into this in great detail in the past. What could the possibilities of this be? How do the singles Escape Plan and Mafia play into this that we got right before the Astroworld Festival incident? We're not going to go into that today. I just want to say that that is still an option that we might be getting. Let's continue with some more Mike Dean because, he's the one that really supplied us with this one. And this time around, it was a post from him where he also seemed to be mixing something. And this was even before the one where he said Topia. And he said, "If you got too many tracks and your song is not big, make bigger sounds. Doesn't take 100 tracks. All the best albums in history are on 24 tracks." And this was right before he posted the one about Utopia. So people are thinking Utopia might have 24 tracks if even Mike Dean, the main man responsible for this, says that the best albums in history are 24 tracks. I heavily disagree with that, but hey, how can I disagree with Mike Dean? But still, people thinking 24 tracks for Utopia. Also want to mention real quick that James Blake also reposted this post from Mike Dean with the original Topia one in his story with those, eye emojis. So James Blake also very likely to be on Utopia. Something else that happened was that Travis was guest at the Houston Astros, and it seems like he played them the full Utopia album in the locker room. Now, he said also in this little clip that we've got, you might have seen this around social media over the past 2 days. As I said, there's even a couple of more, days prior to that, but he says it's on the way. Mark finished the masters. So we're talking about the masters now being finished. That means the album is very, very close to being finished, which is another sign, combined with the Mike Dean's ones, that we're going to get this pretty soon. Now, also over the past couple of days, we've gotten a couple of different pictures on different occasions where we can see Travis Scott being out and about with his bodyguards, and both of the bodyguards that we've seen him with are carrying a briefcase that says Utopia on it. And was also interesting, both of them are also handcuffed to this briefcase. Now, this might just be promo over, dramatizing it, whatever, but maybe the album, the hard drive is in that briefcase and they're handcuffed to it because, that makes it more difficult for people to get to the album, get to the hard drive. They would have to cut their arms off. So people are also very interested in that, and I think that these pictures are like pretty clear that Utopia is coming soon. Also, in one of the pictures, there's a Brabus right there, which also has the license plate Topia. Again, interesting. It says Topia, not Utopia. The briefcases say Utopia though. So I did want to mention that because, people are, going to make crazy theories about dystopia, whatever. The briefcase says Utopia, and I also strongly believe that we're gonna get Utopia, and that this theory about the double album is a little bit far-fetched, but there might be some reason to argue on that. Let me know what you think about this though in the comments. Another thing that's been heavily discussed, especially in the subreddit over the past couple of days, were these new Cactus Jack Air Jordan shoes, which features some sort of image or some sort of, I don't know, stain on the back. We don't know what this is. A lot of theories were made about this weird symbol that we can see right here. A lot of people are comparing this to apparently Ross Island. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to that. Let me know your theories on this. It is a heavy subject of discussion in the subreddit. I just don't see this as being too relevant. Maybe some sort of, kind of connection to Utopia. We also got tentative covers for Utopia over the past couple of days that also correspond to the ones that were on the briefcases that we saw in the earlier posts. So maybe there's something to this. I don't know. We're still gonna have to wait and see, but let me know what you think that the symbol on the Jordans means. Also, pictures have been surfacing with Travis rocking apparent Utopia merch. It is, just shirts right there, oversized shirts that say Utopia on the chest logo. Just something I wanted to throw in there because it seems like everybody's getting ready for this to drop. Also, I wanted to say that obviously I mentioned this in the intro, but the Zouk nightclub appearances are still open. We said that we're gonna have like 7 or 8 of them. 2 happened so far in September and October of last year, so a long time ago, but these are still open. These are still, kind of open for him to perform and do. I don't know if they're still gonna happen, but they're still there. The same thing goes for the theory with him dropping after all the other Cactus Jack members. He did say this back in February. He said that Sheck West was still gonna drop. We don't have any info on his album, got a couple of singles. Faygo was gonna drop his EP Plus, and this seems to be pretty reasonable that this will drop before Utopia because Faygo did just release a new single, Yay, that is in the rollout for the Plus EP, so likely he's gonna drop before Travis, so that would still fulfill that part of the deal. Yet something else that I wanted to recommend to y'all is my video from about 2 months ago where I go over a lot of evidence for the theory that Utopia will be releasing on June 23rd. Now, this is not confirmed, but there is a lot of evidence for that if you want to go into that. Now it seems even more reasonable dropping in about a month now with all the new evidence that we got. So make sure to go check that out if you want to kind of get into that theory. Other than that, let me know what you think about this though. Are you excited for Utopia? Which one of the new pieces of evidence makes you the most excited? Which one do you think is the most credible one? All your theories and everything that you got on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day and you'll take care.